Why fall under the category of owning a regular domesticated animal such as a dog or a cat when you can own something a little better, in my opinion, which is a goat? Now, I'm going to talk about different main points on why I believe that goats are either at the same level as regular domesticated animals, such as dogs or cats, or, in my opinion, a little higher. And I own two Nigerian dwarf goats, and I've had them for about a year now. So that's going to be my credibility for this, and also my references at the end of the speech. The personality of goats is very important because everyone looks for different personalities in dogs or cats, and most people think goats don't have personalities. And that's a very false statement. They're each unique, just like dogs or cats. They each have their own personality. And this doesn't mean that some can be mean, some can be nice. It's not anything like that because they are all lovable. It just depends on how you raise them. They are very lovable animals, and they do enjoy your attention and company, and they will wait for you to get home just like a regular dog or cat. When you're pulling up to the driveway, they'll be there to greet you and be excited to see you because they will see you as either a parent figure such as a father or mother, because they are herd animals and they will always have that love for you. They look for attention such as petting or brushing. They will walk up next to you and cuddle by your side just like any other dog or cat, and they lick you to show affection. So it's not too far-fetched to think that goats are unlovable creatures, and they're pretty much just like dogs or cats in that I don't think that they can be considered any better as lovable or any less. But moving on to my second point, which is the expense of goats is a very high priority on this speech, and they're very cheap to maintain. Now, goats will eat about a cup a day of grain, which is you can buy at a feed store for $15, and that's a 50-pound bag, so it will last you quite a while. And another thing you're going to want to get is hay. A bale of hay, alfalfa, is going to cost you $30 and will last you, depending on how many goats you have. I have two, and it lasts me about a month. So monthly expenses on dietary needs is only going to be around $45, which is pretty inexpensive compared to a dog or a cat's expensive dietary needs. And we can move on to the medical side of expenses for goats, which is also a very big part and very inexpensive. They need to be dewormed every 8 weeks, and you can buy a bottle of dewormer for $19 online. And that will last you quite a bit, also depending on the weight and how many goats you have. I have two Nigerian dwarf goats weighing about 50 pounds each, and it will most likely last me a year. So that is very good. And they also need their hooves trimmed. Like cats or dogs, you can trim their nails at home, and that same goes for hooves. You can buy hoof trimmers for $29 online as well, and you'll be able to do that in the comfort of your own home. If most domesticated animals such as dogs or cats need to be taken to the vet every once in a while, and the bills of expenses for medical reasons on those types of animals can get very, very high. Unlike goats, you can take them to the vet, and it's very inexpensive. And also, most things you have to take a dog or cat to the vet for, you can do at the comfort of your own home here. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is living conditions. Now, this is a very, very big point for me. I do love their personality and how inexpensive they are, but living conditions is a very good thing that they have going for them because they're used to living outside. They're outside animals. They can deal with the cold. They can deal with the heat. Unlike dogs or cats, if you leave a dog outside in the sun for a long time, it could possibly die, which is very bad. And with goats, you don't really have to worry about that because they're used to it. They are meant to live outside. So that's a very good point. And if they since they are outside animals, they don't come inside, so there's no shedding involved on the inside of your house. They're not tearing up furniture, jumping on furniture. If you have guests over, they're not licking. They're not bothering your guests if they're inside the house, and your house can stay pristine and very clean with goats. Also, you always pull up to someone's house and a dog's barking and barking and barking. You don't have that same thing with goats. They're not gonna have an earth-shattering bark that just cuts through the air. They're very quiet animals, and that's also a very big fact. So for all these three conditions, personality of goats, the expenses of goats, and their living conditions, I think that goats are very good animals and should be definitely looked at least at the same level as domesticated animals such as dogs or cats. If not, hopefully you have a higher expectation for them now.